Well, the President has already said that we will not cooperate, and that's precisely because at this point we have no legal duty to cooperate.
In the main appeal brief, you cited legal errors. Can you share some of those legal errors?
Well, we reiterated but explained more fully why we say that the pretrial chamber erred in ruling that the ICC still has jurisdiction over us. The pretrial chamber declared that the court still has jurisdiction because according to the Rome Statute, notwithstanding the withdrawal of a member state, the ICC retains jurisdiction over crimes that were committed during the time that the withdrawing member state was still a member. Now, we pointed out something in our appeal brief. That is not exactly correct. The court must retain jurisdiction at the time that its exercise of that jurisdiction is called upon. So it's not enough that the crimes were committed during the time that the withdrawing member state was still a member. It must also be important to note that at the time you will exercise that jurisdiction, that member state was still a member. All right? So in our particular case, the request by the ICC prosecutor to commence his investigation, that triggered the exercise of jurisdiction by the ICC. And when was that? That was already in September of 2021. Our withdrawal had become effective in March of 2019, Karen. So at the time that the exercise of jurisdiction was triggered, we were no longer a member of the ICC, and we have no legal duty anymore to cooperate.
But then isn't the exercise of jurisdiction, doesn't that really cover the period when the crimes were committed? I mean, this is just a discussion on jurisdiction. Because when you think about what the ICC just recently did, they issued a warrant of arrest against Vladimir Putin. It seems they don't care about jurisdiction, really. It doesn't matter if you remember. It doesn't matter when the crimes are committed. They will do what they want to do.
Well, are we talking about the case of Russia, Karen?
Not yet, not yet. Just jurisdiction. The period of when crimes are committed. Isn't that the area of jurisdiction?
Well, the area of jurisdiction is one thing. When you will exercise that jurisdiction is another thing. That's what we're saying in the appeal brief. At the time that you were called upon to exercise that jurisdiction, we were not a member anymore. So that exercise of jurisdiction must concur with the requirement that the offense or the crime, subject matter of the investigation, was committed during the time that the member state was still a member.
Okay, so what you're talking about is the exercise.
Exercise.
That's the difference. The jurisdiction is not a time frame. What you're talking about is exercising.
Exercise.
You believe you still have to be within the ICC for them to exercise that.
Correct.
Okay, you said first that it will have far-reaching consequences for the Philippines if we disengage. Is that was, I mean, when we had the report, is that what you meant? You were reacting to the President's statement?
No, Karen.
Okay.
I said that in connection with the promulgation of the ICC Appeals Chamber's resolution denying our request for suspensive effect. So I reacted to that because the implication of that ruling is pwede nang mag-investigate yung ICC prosecutor anytime now, even if the appeal is still pending. So if the ICC prosecutor begins to investigate, that can lead to so many things. And it could lead even to the issuance of warrants of arrest, etc., etc., and so many other things that the ICC prosecutor can do. So that effectively puts us in the same class as some rogue nations, no, where the rule of law was not really observed or upheld. Kaya parang it puts us in a very humiliating situation, so to speak, that the ICC prosecutor will come in or conduct his investigation anywhere that he wishes, but we're open to this, to all of these kinds of activities that may actually embarrass our country.
All right.